Start working on these. We'll try for the low hanging fruit first. Well, it worked for some of it. I think I've taken that about as far as I can go. So it's time for Mr. Bandsaw. Well, that was not fun. Had to change the bandsaw blade part way through. But I've now got them roughed out. Because of course it doesn't. Where'd I put that tape? Not optimistic about this actually working, but you got to give it a go. Put my PPE on, including this. I like the little detail sander, but I wish it had the grunt that my big one does. The big one is currently in a state of I don't want to move it. This is how it will go together on the lathe after a lot of work. I need to knock the sand out of that core somehow. I cannot believe I was worried about breaking this stuff by accident. Well, hey, we're on to a winner. I'm not using a proper drill bit because I don't want to ruin my good drill bits. Oh man, I can't believe that worked. I still can't believe that worked. I am really not looking forward to finishing this surface off. No rocking. Just need to cut some little slots in here to cleanly break this into two separate faces. Back in a bit. Hopefully you can see there how I've cut that groove. So now those two faces are completely separate. I might just explain what I mean, I think. Say you've got a corner, yeah, like that, and you've got a block of metal that you want to sit nicely into that corner. Problem is, the metal has a sharp right angle corner, and no matter what you do, this is always going to have a bit of a curve. So they're not going to meet in cleanly because that corner will meet that curve long before this sits to that and that sits to that, which is what we want. But if we put that groove there, then the block of metal can go in there nice and cleanly because the corner of it will sit in the groove there. Because there's no undercut there, or rounded corner there, because we cut that groove there instead. So that's why I'm doing those grooves in the corner, so that the corner of the ways won't hit the corner there and not sit properly. Just thought I'd explain that for you. Alright, some 80 grit sandpaper. And I'm just checking how much higher the 1/4 inch plate is against the sides here. Ideally, I want the 1/4 inch plate to actually a bit higher than. I'm looking for the daylight underneath here. I can still see daylight under the 1/4 inch plate, so that means I've got a way to go. Once I've got this thing completely done, this is where the clamping bolt will go. Making a note there because I'm going to drill there and there for some M6 bolts going all the way through. I'm trying to work out how I can mount this on the faceplate on the lathe to make my life easier. These are where the mounting holes for the bolts will eventually go. That one I had to use that for support because there's a relief under there. This one, however, there is no such problem. Right angles as I can. If anyone asks, I did that perfectly. I see no way this could go wrong. I must be mad. Hopefully it is becoming apparent what I'm hoping to do. I couldn't do this before now because I didn't have the flat reference surface on the other side of this to face off this. Tool height still isn't quite right. Yeah, too high or too low by the look of it. Yes, that's the top of this faced off a bit. Right, I couldn't get the tool height quite right, so there's a little pimple of metal there. But not anymore. Loving this finish. Bingo. Didn't that come out nice? Wasn't expecting a particularly brilliant job of it, but I was hoping for a bit more than that.